Hello everybody, this is Maya Zahira with Psychic Protection Sanctuary, and we are now starting day 7 of our 7-day energy tune-up. So this is our very last day. We are live here in the Spiritual Empowerment Community with Maya Zahira, and this is our free Facebook group. So just a quick shout out to everybody who's watching the replay on Facebook, as well as those of you on the YouTube channel, Psychic Protection Sanctuary, and for all of you who are joining live right now. So let's do a quick recap before we go into today's content. As always, as you're joining, go ahead and tell us where you're joining from, and even if you're watching the replay. So this 7-day journey, we've gone through various aspects of the 7 chakras. So we've basically just used the chakra system as a framework for looking at different areas of our life. So I see we have some people joining. That's wonderful. So the first day we worked with the root chakra aspects, survival, connection with your tribe, making sure that your bills are paid, your basic needs are met, that you feel that you have like a steady job or steady income, and that you feel stable and secure in your life. So that's all about the root chakra life issues, and we worked on balancing some of those and taking inspired action to help balance that. And then on day 2, we moved up the primary chakra system and looked at aspects of the sacral chakra, which has all to do with intimacy, intimate relationships, sexuality, as well as sensuality. So like being in touch with your senses, being rather than being disembodied, where you're not really at home in your body, being in your body and really living your life to the fullest, zest for life. When you eat something, are you just like inhaling it, or are you like really appreciating it, or whatever it is that you're doing in life, not just with food, but just anything in life? Are you really tuning in and being fully present and appreciating it? That would be all about the sacral chakra, as well as creative energies. Not only creating new life, but also creating anything, whether it's a piece of artwork or like a business plan or a spreadsheet, or like, so it doesn't have to just be art kind of stuff, but creation, creating ideas, creating connection. All of that is, or gardening too. That's definitely about creating. So then we moved up the primary chakra system to the solar plexus, and the solar plexus is all about personal power, whether a person might be overbearing or a doormat, or not having a strong sense of confidence or self-esteem, not standing in your power, that sort of thing. So we looked at that on day 3, those kinds of issues. And then we moved up to the heart chakra, and that's all about compassion, love. We also can hold grief there as well. And this is all about not only love and compassion for others, but for ourselves as well. So self-care, and also connection, being able to really connect with other people and being able to have an open heart, or whether we have an open heart or a closed heart. Then we moved up the body up the chakra system to the throat chakra, and that is all about communication. So talking, literally talking, listening, and expressing yourself in the world, whether it's how you dress, how you live, how your house is set up, what kind of shoes you wear, or how you hold your body language, how you speak. All of that is how you express yourself. And whether you speak your truth, that's really important. And that also connects back to the solar plexus. Being in your power, speaking your truth is the throat chakra. So then yesterday, on our 6th day of this journey, we worked on the brow chakra, which is all about connecting with your intuition and your insight, being able to tap into your psychic abilities, as well as being able to see and understand situations, life situations clearly. And now today we're going to be diving into the crown chakra. And that is at the top of the head. That's an energy center at the top of your head. And it's where you connect with divine source and the spirit realm. So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Let's say hi to everybody first. So we have Carol from Parkville, Missouri, Anne from Edmonton, Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Anne says, "You're sounding great." Yeah, thank you. I've had a couple of sessions today. I've done a couple sessions online and had a session here as well. And so I've done a lot of talking today. I have been sucking on a cough drop here and there just because I think it's going to take a few more days before my voice is at full force again. But hopefully I'll make it through this final Facebook Live without it going out. So Heidi says, "Hello everyone from Independence, Missouri." And Jeff says, "Back again." Jeff from Shawnee, Kansas. Hey everybody, so glad you're all here. Let's go over, so far we've recapped what we've done so far in this journey, and let's go over a few details, announcements. Let's get all that over with so that then we can hunker down and enjoy all the juicy stuff, which is our final lesson. So I'm trying to think, what do I want to cover first? Okay, let's do these announcements first, and then I'm going to go over what your free gifts are. And I always get really excited about the free gifts. They're really awesome today, but we'll do that second. So the first thing is, I want to make sure that I announce this in every video. Since I know not everyone is watching every video, I want to make sure that you have this information. So if you are feeling drawn to work with me more deeply, you can get more information about my offerings on my website, which is psychicprotectionsanctuary.com. And on the website, there's actually a lot of free stuff. You can, if you enter your email, I'll send you a bunch of free stuff. And then also there's just free stuff right there. There's a tab that says free videos, and you can watch those. And then also there's information about my program, which is it's the 12-month online spiritual empowerment academy. This is a program that's been going on for a while now, so it's very well established. It's what's called an evergreen program, which means that it doesn't have a certain starting point or a certain ending. You can join whenever, and it keeps going. So there's been people in there that have been in there for like three or more years, I think. And then there are people who've joined like literally just last month, and people who joined the month before that. So at any given time, I don't let tons of people join all at once. So at this time, I'm only allowing 5 new people into the program. And that's because we want to really keep the energy, the already established energy, really stabilized, so that we have a really great experience for the people who are joining and for the people who are already in the group. So if you feel curious or you feel a nudge, just go to psychicprotectionsanctuary.com, and under the events tab, you'll see Spiritual Empowerment Academy. And remember that for anyone who's responding to this video and applying, then just mention that in your application, because I will just give you a free 15-minute session with me But you do have to mention this, because I don't give free 15-minute sessions to everyone, since my time gets really filled up. But I do want to open up a 15-minute spot for anyone who applies as a result of taking part in this challenge. So so there's that. And then also, for all my Facebook people, please go to youtube.com and type in Psychic Protection Sanctuary and click subscribe on my channel, because I post videos not just from Facebook, but all sorts of stuff on there, and I think you'll find it a really good place for information. Lots and lots of free videos, lots of free content on there. Okay, let's get into the free gifts. So enough with announcements, with those announcements. Barbara is here from Easton, Kansas. Hello, Barbara. So our free gifts, I wanted to have a free gift for everybody on the final day, whether you're joining live or watching the replay. And I looked over everything that I have in my secret vault, and I found a guided meditation excuse me, that is for cutting energy cords, any negative energy cords between you and other people or other energies. And it's a really good guided meditation. It's actually in the archive content for my students in the Spiritual Empowerment Academy. So it's part of the tons of stuff they have access to, but it's not available to the public. So you can only get access to this meditation if you're in the Facebook group and you're following my recent link. I just posted it. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, I will make sure to post it in the comments. I mean, not the comments, the video description. So you'll be able to access that secret link, and you'll be able to listen to that free guided meditation all about clearing your energy, because that's what this 7-day journey is all about. It's about clearing your energy, rejuvenating your energy. And speaking of that, I'm going to have one of my cough drops brought to you by Young Living. Thieves. All right. And I don't sell the products, but just showing you what I'm doing right now. Okay. So that's part of the free gift. And then also I'm going to pick one person who's here live with us. And I'm going to do a free chakra reading. And this chakra reading is going to be, I'm going to do it's a quickie reading, because we're just doing little free samples. But I'm going to go through all of your primary chakras. I'm going to check and see if there are any that are out of balance or out of whack. And I'll let you know which those are, so that you can work on those. And then also in the homework thread, I'm going to do the same prize, but rather than doing the reading verbally, it's I'm going to type your answer, and I will pick 3 people from today's homework thread, and I will pick you tomorrow. So I'll pick you on Monday. I'll choose 3 people. We had fewer people who answered the homework yesterday because it was Saturday. I know we've kind of gotten a little bit off track. But hopefully you'll get back on track and do your homework so that you can get a free chakra reading, so you'll know which areas you might need to work on. So how's everybody doing today? Let's do a little bit of sharing before we jump into today's lesson. What have you enjoyed so far about this 7-day journey together? Have you had any breakthroughs? Have you had any epiphanies, any realizations? Has anything come up for you? Anything that you've noticed? Or is there anything that you're really enjoying about this journey so far? Go ahead and share. Excuse me. And while I'm waiting for that 1 minute before the answers come through, Anne is here. Good to see you, Anne. I'm going to go ahead and pick a card again from my current favorite deck, Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. This is not the deck that I use when I do readings with clients. There's other decks that I use that are more about like the nuts and bolts of life. I really like this deck though because it's more, I feel like I can ask questions about spiritual growth and get some good answers from these cards. So, and remember, go ahead and post, you know, any responses that you've had to this 7-day energy tune-up. Have you had any breakthroughs or epiphanies, realizations of areas where you might be stuck, etc., etc. And right now, I'm going to pick a card. I'm shuffling right now. I'm going to pick a card that is going to give us all a suggestion for how to find balance in our life moving forward after doing this journey. So what suggestion do we have for finding more balance in our lives after doing this journey? Okay. So here's our card. It's Trader, and it's exchange energy to create abundance. Now, whenever I use oracle cards, I never take the words literally, because if you get really stuck with taking the cards literally, you'd be like, oh, they're talking about money, they're talking about trading or buying or whatever. But that's not how I use the cards at all. I take everything with a grain of salt, and I'm very fluid with how I interpret the cards. So our question was, you know, how can we find more, create and find more balance in our lives? What can we do to support more balance as we're moving forward from doing this journey together? And this card, the Trader card, exchange energy to create abundance. The message here is for us all to practice that balance of giving and receiving. So this energy tune-up, we've worked with each of the chakras, or we're going to work with the 7th one here in a minute. But we've worked with releasing and taking action. But we also need to remember to not get depleted, to not overgive or not undergive. But really, for most of us, we might have a tendency to overgive to get to where we're depleted. And so one of the best ways to tune up your energy is to keep your energy optimal to begin with. So to be self-aware and to not allow yourself to get to that depleted point if at all possible. So on a daily basis, noticing how are you giving away your, like, how are you sharing your energy and how are you receiving back in return? So it should be a flow, just like breathing, inhaling and exhaling, and inhaling and exhaling, giving your energy freely, whether it's through service, whether it's through your job, your kids, your spouse, your partner, you know, whatever, and then receiving back, whether you're giving to yourself and it's self-care, or you're receiving from other people. So just allowing that natural inhaling and exhaling, remembering to exchange energy, not just give it away. Okay, so we have a couple of responses. Barbara says, enjoying going over the chakras one a day and breaking them down. I personally love the chakra system. I started working with it, I don't know, maybe I didn't start working on it right away when I very first started doing spiritual work, but I think it was about 15 years ago I started really working with the chakras a lot, and I love them. Anne says, funny that I missed the first two, as they are just as vital to me, but I am fairly reeling with everything from the last days. Excuse me. I'm still getting my throat back on track. And I started taking, I try not to take any, I try to be all herbal, but I did start taking allergy medicine. I think it was yesterday. So it'll take a few days for my throat to get back on track. And Anne says, really enjoying them. I'm glad that you are. Okay, so grab your pen and paper and let's get started with the crown chakra. This is the energy center that is located above the top of the head. And let me look at my notes here so I don't leave anything out. I already talked about how this is your connection with spirit. So this is literally your connection between your physical body and your humanity and the other side. So let's brainstorm a little bit with your pen and paper where you might be feeling stuck or out of balance. Where, like, do you feel connected with the divine or whatever it is that you call a higher source? And personally, I'm open to being very flexible about what higher source is. You know, you might be a very religious person and that's okay. Or you might think of higher source in, you know, just maybe think of it as just the energy of love, you know. So it doesn't have to be, so that divine essence doesn't have to look the same way it looks like for somebody else. Okay, but to have that connection with whatever that is. Okay, so do you feel connected with it or do you feel disconnected with it? It's also not uncommon to feel confused, like I'm not really sure what all of that is. I'm not really sure about the divine. I feel confused. I feel kind of lost. Or sometimes people are angry with God because of something that's happened in their life. So that could create an imbalance or a block there. Again, with all of these observations each day, no judgment, just simply curiously observing and just noticing. Let's see. So another thing that might show up in the crown chakra is a lack of direction in life. If you feel like you're just wandering aimlessly with no direction, that would definitely be crown chakra. It's interesting though, because sometimes what are issues in the crown chakra really do correlate with the root chakra as well. Because if you're not very grounded in your root chakra, you also might feel that you have no direction because you're just floating out in outer space. But this lack of direction in life with the crown chakra has a lot to do with whether you feel a sense of purpose in your life or not. So you may or may not have like a standard, quote, regular job. That doesn't matter. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about whether you feel that your life has purpose and whether you feel that you're living your purpose. So you might be doing your purposeful work like how I am, right? Your career might be your life purpose. If you love animals, you might be a vet tech, for example, and you're really in alignment with your life purpose. Or you might be working, or you might love numbers and like you just love numbers and you're an accountant. And so you're in alignment with your soul purpose. Or you might just be working as an accountant, but it doesn't feel like your life purpose. It's just the job that you trained for and it's how you pay your bills. But your real life purpose is the thing that you do as a hobby on the weekends and the evenings. Or your real life purpose is just how you're existing in the world, how you're interacting with people. Okay? So are you feeling connected with your life purpose, or do you feel like you don't even know what it is? for some people, it takes a while to figure out what it is, so don't beat yourself up over that. But it definitely, if you haven't gotten there yet, there's definitely some crown chakra work to do. Let's see. Crown chakra issue would also be whether you have a spiritual practice or not. So spiritual practice could be many different things to different people, depending on your spiritual faith, okay, and your personality. So a spiritual practice could be going to a certain church, or belonging to a religious or spiritual group, or a ceremonial group, or it could be simply that you like to go sit in nature and just be. So it doesn't have to be fancy. Like, everybody is different in how they have a spiritual practice. Excuse me. But you'll know if you have one or not. Okay. What's very common in our society is that we glorify busyness. So we're so busy that we don't prioritize having a spiritual practice. And then we end up feeling a sense of disconnect. Now, one thing that can happen if we're not connected spiritually through the crown chakra is that we can feel depression, despair, anxiety, or all of the above. So if you experience those things, it could be a crown chakra issue. It could be connected with that, because when we're not connected with our source, on some level, it tends to make us feel very alone. So working with the crown chakra often does help people with that issue. So are you connected with not only divine source, but with your guides, your angels, whoever it is that you feel is your support system on the other side? So it could be your ancestors, it could be your animal totems, you know, your guardian angels, your whoever, fill in the blank, your spiritual support team on the other side, those spiritual beings that are here to support you. They connect with you through your crown chakra. So do you feel connected with them or not? Okay. And sometimes that doesn't happen automatically with people, connecting with your guides and your angels. Oftentimes it's a matter of developing your intuitive gifts so that you are capable of connecting in intuitively and being able to connect with them, being able to receive messages or feelings from your guides and angels. And that takes a while. By the way, remember that that's the kind of stuff that we cover in my 12-month program, the Spiritual Empowerment Academy. We go really in depth with psychic development, with intuitive development. But connection with your guides, your angels, divine, ancestors on the other side, all of that is very much crown chakra stuff. Let's see. Okay, so also, if you tend to be really spacey, like really spaced out all the time, then you might be living up in your crown chakra and you need to ground more. So you might have excessive energy up in your crown chakra if you feel really spacey. And also, I've talked about this before, the tendency for people to focus only on the spiritual and not on their human life. So to be like talking all the time about how they're gonna ascend and move into 5D, into the fifth dimension, and ascension, and it's all about being spiritual. And then meanwhile, they can't pay their rent. They don't have enough money for food. And I'm not saying this from judgment at all. Okay, I've been there. I've been in that place, so I get it. But do you see when I speak it? Do you see how there's definitely a disconnect in energy? So when like all of someone's energy is up here and they're not embodied, then like basic needs are not being met. And you see again how crown chakra and root chakra often really connect. There's a lot of ways that they coincide. So if you have too much existence up in the crown chakra, then you can have problems with meeting your basic needs in your physical life. So it's about integration and connecting all of it. So we want to make sure that we don't have too much energy up in the crown chakra, and we want to make sure that we're not going into not enough energy in the crown chakra, where then we feel very disconnected from our source and depressed and anxious and not supported by spirit. Jeff says, that would be like signs, like the hawk yesterday before the session, or seeing 1111 a lot, is the crown chakra, right? Yes. So Jeff saw a hawk. He took a picture of a hawk actually right before yesterday's class. So when we get into earth-based spiritual experiences, like sacred animals showing up, that can be kind of a combination, like your crown chakra being open is part of what allows you to connect with that animal and to even notice that it's there. But there's also a root chakra connection, because you really have to be connected with earth energies in order to even have that kind of synchronicity where that kind of thing would show up to try to connect with you. 1111 is angels. Your angels are near. So there's numerology. Different numbers can mean different messages from the other side. There's a lot of different ways that your guides and angels can let you know that they're near. Excuse me. They can let you know that they're near through showing repeating numbers, like whenever you look at the clock or at your phone or wherever, or you're driving and you see this on license plates, you keep seeing a certain number. That might be an indication of a certain message for you. A song coming on the radio that has lyrics that really speak to you, that can also be a message from the other side. And then, and finding feathers, finding coins, sometimes pennies. They call it pennies from heaven. Sometimes if a loved one who passed away is near, they'll leave a penny for you on the ground, things like that. But then we also have direct psychic experiences. So once you develop your clairvoyance, being able to see energies, or your clairaudience, being able to hear things, or your clairsentience, being able to feel things, and being able to feel messages, being able to feel it in your body, claircognizance, clear knowing, right? And so once you develop all of those, then you'll be able to purposely, consciously tune in with your guides or your angels or your ancestors, your loved ones, and ask questions. Of course, I want to give the sidebar that, first and foremost, connect with your own inner wisdom. But it is really cool when you can also connect with your guides and angels, ask them questions, and develop a relationship with them. And I'm just telling you, it's way easier if you've developed your spiritual gifts, because if you haven't, then those kinds of signs from your guides and angels, they end up just happening haphazardly rather than you being capable of intentionally developing a relationship with them. So I'm glad you asked that question, Jeff. Nick says, I'm here. Nick says, I see 369 all the time. Do you know the significance of this number? I don't off the top of my head, but what I would do right away, Nick, is I would Google the phrase spiritual meaning of, and then the number. If anyone has an experience with an animal or some other phenomenon happening often, then you Google spiritual meaning of, and then whatever it is. And usually you can find websites that will give you those answers. Guru Google, I'll just make up that name, is so helpful with spiritual information. Barbara says, my daughter has been seeing 444 often several times a day and has been going on for over a year. Yeah, have her look that up and see what it says. So, excuse me. So where, as I went through some of those aspects of the crown chakra, where do you feel like you're on track? Or where do you feel like you might be out of balance or stuck? Go ahead and share. And then as we're waiting for those answers to come in, the next question is, what is one tangible action that you can do today to, to connect with the divine, to connect with your guides and angels, or to connect with your own divine essence, your own soul? Okay, so what's one action that you can do today to connect with your sense of purpose in the world? Could you make arrangements to do some volunteer work to help those who are less fortunate? Maybe that's something that you could do to help give you a sense of purpose, or figuring out what your life purpose, your life mission is. Maybe it's time to sit down and do some brainstorming, or call a friend and have a conversation about what might be the right path for you. Think about what your inspired action might be. Anne says, physically disconnected, sometimes very, let's see here, sometimes very close in my heart, not often enough, lack of direction, working on that, and I feel all the depression stuff. I still have difficulty feeling my angels, guides, ancestors. I just believe. Yeah, so for you, and it's, I think, more about claircognizance. Claircognizance is clear knowing. Like, you just know that they're there. Maybe you don't see them. Oh, hi, kitty. Maybe you don't see them or hear them, but you just know that they're there. So that is a psychic ability. Heidi says, on the actual date, March 6th, 2009, I had an experience watching blue and pink energy joining each other around the earth, 369. I don't forget that date. Wow, that's really cool. That's awesome. Nick says, I feel stuck. I don't know where to move. Oh, yeah. That's something that I could help you with. I love doing moving readings. So one thing, Nick, if you ever wanted to do a 30-minute reading, not putting the pressure on you or anything, but I know how hard it is when you're trying to figure out where to move to. Oh, kitty, you just want to say hi again, huh? Hi. Hi. What we can do is pull out the map on the video. Look at how pretty she is. Check state by state. State by state. Are you supposed to go here? Are you supposed to go here? Are you supposed to go here? And we can hash it out together. I love doing those kinds of readings. So just let me know. Or you can do that. You can try doing that. Tapping into your own inner wisdom. Pull out a map. I actually did this one time. I bought an atlas at the gas station, and I opened it up, and I was like, this place, this place, this place, this. I just went through all of them. So that's one thing that you can do. So good luck. Okay. So anybody else need to share? Talking about your one tangible action. Okay. This cough drop is doing the trick. Not too much coughing this time. I think we are ready for our guided meditation. Oh, and Nick says, thank you, Maya. I'll keep this in mind. Love your kitties. Yes, I love them too. Yeah, and Nick, I really want you to be able to find the right place to move to and to feel confident about it. So, yeah, so definitely I think a good step would be to get a map, or to, like, I actually was pulling it up on the computer, but I found eventually that I needed to have a paper map just that was more tangible. So I would suggest doing that and just like working with a map and just see see what you get. So that you can find an empowered, grounded answer. Okay. And by the way, just kind of expanding on my conversation with Nick, you know, I love having my intuitive abilities, and I love that I can use them for practical purposes. Like, I literally used my intuitive skills to decide which auto insurance was the best for me. You know, all sorts of stuff. I mean, I use it for everything. And I love helping other people with that as well. But the thing is you don't have to, you know, you don't need to pay an expensive psychic to answer every single life question for you, because that would just not be feasible. Really, the best way would be to develop your own gifts, whether you do so by joining my program, Spiritual Empowerment Academy, or you find some other way to develop your gifts. I would highly encourage it. It's really going to help you so much, whether it's for the big life decisions like where to move, or smaller decisions, all those little micro decisions throughout the day. Anne says, I am in the process of filling out paperwork to volunteer, and I'm getting help finding out who to talk to about organizing a monthly coffee party for LGBT with Hug-a-Mom. Oh, that's awesome. I love that, Hug-a-Mom. And Anne says, and Hug-a-Dad stuff going on too, instead of only once a year at the Pride parades. That's very cool. So my cat is doing that thing that cats do where you've given them a little bit of attention and then they start doing this, hey, 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 claws on my leg. Hey, 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 hey. I see you, but why don't you just get down? Thank you. All right, driving me crazy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's do our guided meditation, everybody. So get yourself comfortable. And you know how we're going to drop in, drop deep, really fast. Just through our breath. But also remembering that in the free gift, today's free gift, your cord cutting meditation, that is a 50-minute meditation. So since it's longer, you have the opportunity to go a lot deeper. But for today, with this being a mini meditation, we're going to use 3 slow, deep breaths. So inhaling in through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Continue slow, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. With each breath, you're becoming calmer. Your energy is settling down. You call your own energy back to you, any energy that you gave away or leaked, calling it back. So you are 100% present within your body. Through your intention and your visualization, establish a triple grid of protection around the boundaries of your aura. So around the boundaries of your energy field, creating 3 layers of grid of protection. Excuse me. Focusing on your breath. Nice deep breath. So you have a grid of lines, grid of light, lines of light. And the innermost layer of that grid of protection, that bubble of protection, is the color blue, which is the same color as your throat chakra. Beautiful sapphire blue. Grid of protection. The second layer out in that triple grid of protection is the color gold, which is the vibration of divine source, protection, wisdom, grace. And the outermost layer of your bubble of protection, your grid of protection, is pink, any shade of pink. And that outermost grid, that pink color, the pink lines, are representative of love. So now anything that is aligned with your will, the will of divine source and the energy of love, may enter into your space, and anything that doesn't resonate with those aspects is not a match and may not enter into your space. So now that you have healthy boundaries set up, just breathe into your heart center, really connecting with that divine spark, your own essence within you. Just breathing, connecting with your spirit. And from that connection with your spirit, send your awareness down into your root chakra, and then sending a beam of light down into the earth, all the way down into the soil, connecting with earth energy. As you connect with the core of the planet, you bring your awareness back into your body as you feel that earth energy flowing into you, flowing in through your physical body, through the bottoms of your feet, and flowing into your root chakra, really brightening up that root chakra, and then flowing further up into your sacral chakra, healing earth energy, grounding earth energy, flowing up into your sacral chakra, and then your solar plexus, and up into your heart, your throat, your brow chakra, and then gently cascading out your crown chakra, this earth energy flowing through you. And then from the crown of your head, from your crown chakra, gently visualizing that energy center, a beautiful white, violet color, visualizing, intending that chakra opens, and sending a beam of light from that crown chakra out into the cosmos, connecting with divine source, whoever divine source is for you, connecting with that now. And as you feel that connection is made, you bring your awareness back in through your crown chakra, and you feel this golden light flowing into you, flowing in through the top of your head, flowing through your brow chakra, this divine essence flowing through your throat chakra, through your heart, through your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra, and then cascading out the bottoms of your feet. And so connecting both earth energies and divine energies flowing through you simultaneously. Take a really deep breath. And now, with our intention, we clear out any blocks that may have been inhibiting our fully connecting with divine source, with our spirit guides, with angels, with the spirit realm, and even with your own spirit. Just removing any of those blocks that you may have put there, or someone else or something else may have blocked you. You also hold your spiritual gifts up here, not only in your brow chakra, but your crown chakra as well. And so we gently remove any blocks to connecting with your spiritual gifts. Removing any blockages to finding your purpose. Moving out any obstacles in your life that may have been keeping you from your purpose, whatever it may be. And establishing balance here in the crown chakra so that we're not overly polarized into the spiritual, but balanced, connecting with spirit, but also fully embodying our humanity and also connecting root chakra into the earth. Just focusing on your breath. And at this time, we're going to just open to the possibility that if there is a message for you today, a message, something that your own sweet spirit wants you to know, or perhaps a message from the divine, or a message from your angels, or a message from one of your loved ones on the other side. We're just going to take a few moments and gently focus on breath without any expectations, just opening to the possibility of a message and knowing that that message can come as a clear thought or as a visual image or a word, or even just a feeling or a knowing within you. So just breathe and notice now. Asking, what is my message? What do I need to know now? If you have your pen and paper handy, you can peek your eyes open and just jot it down so that it doesn't float away. And now take 3 slow, deep breaths, bringing your awareness fully into the now moment, into awareness. When you're ready, you can move your body a little bit, and you can gently open your eyes if you haven't done so already. If you have anything that you'd like to share from that meditation or a message that came through for you, then go ahead and share that. And also, we're doing the free gift. We're going to be doing the free gift. I'm going to do a quick chakra reading for those of you who are live. And we did this yesterday. We're going to do it again today. That in order for me to choose whoever, you need to type here right now. So rather than me going through and like calling, is so-and-so here, is so-and-so here, and then they're not here anymore. So go ahead and type here if you would like the you would like the possibility of being chosen for the chakra reading. And also, if you received a message that you, or some kind of information during your during the meditation, then, and if you'd like to share it briefly, then you are welcome to. So I'm grabbing my paper because I want to see who's here. We have Heidi, Jeff, and I'll give it a couple more seconds. And I'm going to let my pendulum choose who gets the chakra reading. I don't see anybody else. I think it's just our small but mighty group. Okay. All right. Okay, and Barbara is here too. All right, so this very same reading I'm also going to be giving in the homework thread. So, so if you don't get chosen right now, just make sure that you do your homework, and then I will be choosing 3 people and doing the same sort of reading, same thing, but just in typed format. So let me go through my list again, using my pendulum. I'm using my pendulum to point at who is supposed to win. Okay, so our winner for the reading that I'm going to do right now is Anne. Anne, congratulations. Yay, you won. I'm going to do your reading right now. Hey, kitty. I'm going to do your reading right now. And then also remember, if you do your homework in today's thread, then you have a chance to get a reading as well. So do your homework. All right, let me just write you down, Anne. Sunday live, Anne. Anne, you might want to have a pen and paper handy, because I'm not sure what I'm going to find yet. Let's see. So I'm going to go through the 7 chakras. So we actually just did this guided meditation, so it's very possible that everything might be open and balanced. So I'm checking your root chakra right now, Anne. And that's actually looking surprisingly good. Now, with the fatigue issues that you've had, that you've talked about online, oftentimes that can affect the root chakra. But we just did a meditation, and so that could really give you a tune-up, which is what our 7-day energy tune-up is all about. Okay, as I go up the chakras, the sacral chakra, that's interesting. The sacral chakra needs some work. It's a bit off today. That's your creative energy and zest for life. So that's something to work on, you know, finding joy and enjoyment in life. Also, one thing you can do to balance a chakra, well, actually there's 3 little easy methods. So one is to use essential oils. And so you could actually use orange essential oil on your lower abdomen area to help open that up. Also using the color of that chakra, which happens to be orange. So you can wear, you know, orange clothing. We can just wear like an orange shirt. It doesn't have to be over the area of your sacral chakra. What was the other one? So we've got essential oils. Oh yeah, crystals. So carnelian is a good one. That's an orange crystal. And let's see, so solar plexus, I'm checking your solar plexus right now, and it's actually looking really balanced. But also what I see is that overall that chakra is working on rebuilding itself. That's all about you being in your personal power. So right now, since we just did our guided meditation, it's balanced and it's looking good. But I'm seeing that normally, like the normal set point is for it to you know, bounce out of whack just kind of regularly. So that's something to keep working with as well. I know you're already consciously working on just being in your power more in the world. Your heart chakra, you have a huge heart. Yeah, so that's looking good. You could journal about some past situations of hurt, with the idea that journaling is about getting the energy out and releasing it, because you have big heart energy, but there's a little bit of some old stuff in there that could be moved out so that you can have some brighter energy here in the heart. Let's see. So heart chakra, throat chakra. Okay, so the throat chakra, that's also, that one is also off. So it's going not the right direction. Speaking of throat, let me get a drink. And, you know, for something like this, it's basically just a work in progress. You already know, and you're already working on this. So give yourself a pat on the back that you're making progress every day. But there's been this conditioning that you've had that says, I don't have a voice. No one hears me. And that's something to work with, you know, to work on speaking up more, which I know you're already doing. And if you are someone who likes doing therapy, I like therapy. I think therapy is awesome. I've done it off and on throughout my life. If you do work with a therapist, that would be something to explore, is areas where you feel like you don't have a voice or you're not being heard. Or that could be something that you journal about. But the number one thing is to practice each day when moments arise where you could just not say anything or say something, practicing saying something, okay? And then brow chakra, ooh, your brow chakra energy is pretty. It's very sparkly. You have a lot of you have very magical energy, and I see a lot of purple in your aura as well right now. So you're very intuitive, in a very mystical, magical sort of way. So I wouldn't be surprised if you have like fairies and gnomes and stuff like that show up in your world, because they really like you. I just heard they really like you. So for whatever that's worth. Crown chakra. Okay. So what I'm getting from the crown chakra is that right now it is open as a result of doing this meditation that we've just done. But that oftentimes your crown chakra is reversed. It's not going the right direction. It's not flowing. What's interesting though, so when that happens, it can cause the feelings of depression and confusion. Those are times when you feel confusion. But also up in your crown chakra, as soon as I was connecting with your crown chakra, I was getting your mom just letting you know that she's present. So that's where she's connecting with you. So yeah, so some of the things that you and everybody can do to balance your chakras is to go through and do a guided meditation similar to what I did today. Today was the most comprehensive because we did all of them. You could just do that part of the guided meditation or do it on your own. Or you can just focus on a particular area and just place your hand there and just send energy. There's a lot of different ways. And also I mentioned essential oils, crystals, and I forget what the third, wearing a particular color. You can use Mr. Google to look this up. You could say, for example, essential oil for the crown chakra, and Google will tell you some different ones. I will tell you that frankincense essential oil is great for opening the crown chakra. Sandalwood is probably my second choice, but frankincense is really great for that. That's how I first started using frankincense, was for crown chakra opening years ago. It's wonderful for that. So I hope you enjoyed that complimentary reading, Anne. And then for those of you who do the homework, which I'm going to post here in just a minute in our Facebook group, then you will have a chance to win a reading as well. Since it will be typed, it'll obviously won't be as detailed as what I did for Anne, but I wanted you all to be able to see a sample, to see me in action of like how I'm able to tune into your chakras. So that's the similar process to what I'll be doing for those of you who win the reading on the homework thread. So I almost don't really want to end our video because this is the last day of our 7-day challenge. Just know that you can continue to connect with us in this free Facebook group, Spiritual Empowerment Community. That's our free group. And then we also have the paid program, which is the 12-month Spiritual Empowerment Academy, which you can find out more about on my website, psychicprotectionsanctuary.com. Under the events tab, there's Spiritual Empowerment Academy. You can look at the information and apply there if you want to go deeper. And then, of course, there's tons of free videos always on the YouTube channel, Psychic Protection Sanctuary on YouTube. And so there's a lot of ways to stay connected, and I hope that you will. And remember, in the Facebook group, Spiritual Empowerment Community, our free group, we have at least one Facebook Live each month, if not more. So we have one coming up in a couple of weeks, actually. So stay tuned. I don't know what the topic will be, but we'll have a standalone Facebook Live class. I always announce it ahead of time. And then, of course, we always have daily connection in the Facebook group and daily posts and so on. So Anne says, thank you so much. Heart, heart, heart. Smiley faces. Wow. And Anne says, we never want to end. Yeah, so I am going to go ahead, and I have to scoot because I have a session scheduled here in just a couple of minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. It has been really fun connecting with all of you. I don't know about you all, but just facilitating this journey has been really powerful for me, and it has activated some big breakthroughs on my end. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that for the group energy. I'm grateful that we've all connected in this way. And if there's any other way that I can help support you, please don't hesitate to reach out and connect with me. And I think that's it. I think I've said everything I need to say. I will see you all online. And as always, I am sending you all my love. Good night.